Hi, everyone. Welcome to the EFF Financial Video Series. Today, I welcome Lisa Albinowski. She's Associate Real Estate Broker, a Seniors Real Estate Specialist from Coldwell Banker Realty. The topic today is what is the state of the real estate market today? Huge topic. Lisa, I welcome you. And I
Thank
also
you.
thank you so much for your support. You've been on our board of Equity First Foundation, and we appreciate the opportunity to speak with you about this really important issue facing the real estate market. So thanks for
Yes,
being here.
and it really goes along with Equity First Foundation and the climate of financial stability, right?
It does.
So it's really important to me to be involved in the organization, and I support the organization, for several years now. And you're doing good stuff, Lisa. Kudos to you.
So are you, Lisa. It's a pleasure.
Thanks.
Lisa, let's start a little bit about your background. I know you know this industry really well. So let's start out with your background and what you've been doing.
Great. I've been involved in real estate 19 years. I can't believe how much time flies.
Wow.
And, I transitioned from a corporate recruiter. So I have a corporate background as well as entrepreneurial, right? And my real estate knowledge. And when you combine all of those skills, then you're really on top of your game from every angle. And, being educated is very important to me. Seniors real estate specialist, certified buyer's representative, short sales specialist, and a seller specialist. So education is really tops for me all along and going forward as well. I love working with sellers. I love working with seniors and the first-time home buyer group, so I can help somebody from the onset of trying to find a first home all the way through the generations.
Wow. And so you've seen a lot. You've been through a few challenging times, Storm
For
Sandy
sure.
and the problems in 2008. So how is this, or how does this compare to those times?
So, what's interesting, I entered the market right after the 9/11/2001 issue, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that was the first time of, most people who are on this can recall those times in some fashion. So that was a really downturn of a market, especially where we live in New York, right? And I just entered the market then. So I came in from the bottom, right? And I struggled my way through a period of time where real estate was climbing back. And that's where I really got my ground floor opportunity to work hard and succeed. So it's, from there, we were booming throughout that growth period. And then, what happened? The crash 2008, 2009, where everything plummeted. That was financial and economical. An economy, right?
Right.
So this was not financial in an aspect. It's creating a financial as a result of everything being halted. In Storm Sandy, right, 2012, I deal in Suffolk County, Nassau County, Long Island, a lot of South Shore corridor, a lot of places that were hit hard. So we got through that. Was it slower times? Were properties having to adjust prices? Sure. But again, different impact. This is totally different. Unfortunately, what comes up comes down, but not necessarily for the same reasons. All right. And where we are now, I've been doing in the last month, and I can't believe it's a month that we're really working from home, where I've been doing a lot of webinars through National Association of Realtors, which I'm a member. I'm a Long Island Board of Realtor member. So we do webinars. We're doing Coldwell Banker, which is a 114-year-old company with a great history and great leadership and great technology and tools to give us the most up-to-date information that's out there. So I feel like I'm an expert in my field, and I've learned to be an expert in what I'm going to do going forward with all these tools for me.
Mm-hmm. So presently, how are you
Yes.
handling this situation as a real estate person?
So, right now we're on lockdown as realtors. We are essential business, which is interesting from the state of New York. However, we're very, very limited on what we can do. And in that scheme of being limited, I have homeowners who just put their home on the market right at the beginning or before this pandemic, and still call me today to tell me they want to list or
Wow.
purchase. So what we can do right now is learn these great tools like we're doing now, whether it be Zoom, whether it be GoToMeeting, whether it be Facebook Live, and a whole host of others. I've been on learning instrumental tools to try to get my business into this new, whatever it's going to be new for real estate as well as business. So we are doing, a lot of homeowners are doing videos. They're walking through their homes, they're doing videos. I'm guiding the tour, I'm telling them what to do. I'm giving them lists of what they have to do to prepare their home in order to do the video, and helping them step by step to achieve a little success, to view the videos so that people who really want to buy can buy. And let's just talk about that for a moment.
Yes.
The mortgage rates are very low, very different than these other times as well. We are in notoriously low mortgage times. Now, there is word that things are going to be changing, and of course, many people have lost their jobs.
Yes.
So what's happening is those people who are on furlough, that are now, registered for unemployment and without jobs, are going to be in a place where they are not going to be able to be approved. Okay, so that's going to be tough for them. It's going to be on hold as long as their credit scores are good and they're remaining to get in touch with their banks and do their furlough a little bit for their mortgages. There are different kind of programs available for everyone, and they're not going to report their history if they're making late payments, as long as you get in touch with your institution. Right? And then once they go back to work, then they'll be able to verify employment and they'll be able to obtain mortgages. And we are at an all-time low for mortgages from last February to this February and March. So that's an indication to me that, things are staying good in that perspective, where people will be encouraged to buy. And let's face it, everybody has to live somewhere, right?
Sure.
So if somebody's in the mode to buy and they have an opportunity where they still have a job and their credit score is being maintained, they will be pursuing purchasing. I'm getting calls right now, I can't even believe this, in the last few weeks, of buyers who are out of their rental status and need to purchase, and they want to see homes. I have a home for sale right now that I was able to get an accepted offer just yesterday with a buyer doing a walkthrough video and seeing my photography that was taken, and he was able to walk the outside of the property, and he told me that he wants to make an offer. We did, we got it accepted, and it's going to the attorney today.
Wow.
Yep.
Now, are all the other places that you need, the title company and everything else, are all those still functioning so that all these aspects can go through? All the whole process?
So that's a great question. Yep. It's a process with many wheels in motion.
Yes.
Title companies need to do the search on the property that someone is purchasing to make sure that there are no liens on it.
Right.
So what's happening now, the towns are closed to the public. So it's in a slower process. It is happening, but the title companies are telling us that because the towns are on limited workers, and a lot of workers are working from home, and they're on a skeleton crew for people coming in, that it's just going to be a slower process.
Okay. But it's still, the point is that there's still things that are happening, and people are still out there trying to at least sell or buy and have some kind of moving forward.
Yes,
Real estate.
and I'm going to tell you that everything that I'm reading and learning is that the prediction for the second quarter is going to be a little rocky, because here we are in the second quarter, right?
Sure.
And they're feeling that the surgence will really come about in that third and fourth quarter this year. So our spring market is usually now, and that will be delayed. But, we feel that since all of the universe is aligned with the right tools for people to buy, as long as they can qualify for a mortgage, sellers are going to sell, buyers are going to buy. One of the questions I get a lot is, are prices going to come down?
Yes.
Okay, so, I don't have a crystal ball, and nobody really does. All we can tell you is this: look at where we are in the marketplace in the regard of inventory accessible. So we have had limited inventory for the last year. We've had more buyers than there are homes for sale, which created a multiple offer kind of position, so that sellers were getting more than ask a lot of times.
Right.
So will that continue to happen? I guess we'll see how many homes come to market. But I'll tell you that we're going to have a strong market. If you want to sell, you should get ready to use this time to clean up your house, spruce up the yard, get the gardens, looking nice, and get the closets empty so buyers can see that you have room.
Yes.
Right?
This is a very good time, perfect time to do that during all their free time.
Absolutely.
Yeah, excellent advice. So what are your thinkings? What do you think the market might be like for first-time buyers? Hard to know, but what do you think might it look like for them?
I think that, as soon as we can get out there, then they should be ready and equipped with their mortgage approval or pre-qualification so that they are armed to buy. And a lot of buyers say to me, oh, don't worry, I have a job, I'm good. Well, yeah, I'm sure you are. But without that paper from a financial institution that can vet them, nobody's going to let them in the home. I think they're going to be more restrictive. We're going to change our way of doing open houses. So they better be armed with the tools if they want to buy, because there's going to be competition, and a seller is going to take the buyer that's the easiest to work with.
Sure. The most qualified and the quicker that it can happen. So describe the process for the first-time home buyer. Where do they go? What do they do?
So, through the Equity First Foundation, I always love to come back home, right, to something I support also. We have several, resources for mortgages. If they don't have their bank institution that they're comfortable going to, they should get a qualified mortgage lender. And I'm sure, Lisa, you can help them with that, and it's on the website as well. They need to get qualified. In order to get qualified, they'll need 2 years tax returns. They'll need about 2 or 3 current pay stubs, very important, and they'll need to run their credit. So they'll have to be comfortable with the mortgage lender running their credit so that they can make sure that they have the right FICO score in order to buy a home. And depending on their income level, there are a lot of programs out there for first-time home buyers, and a lot of institutions offer special programs as well.
Okay.
Once they have that pre-qualification, then they can engage with a realtor that is going to be able to set them up with searches that will fit their qualifications and their needs and wants.
People always say to me, because everybody's different, how you even find the right person. Go over that just a little bit, because we all have had experiences, just like we had experience with other professionals. What really attracts, and how do you really find the right fit for someone?
I think that a realtor who's qualified is somebody who has knowledge in terms of years, because when you have years in, you have all different experiences. Because you can take a course, you can take schoolwork, you can have a degree, but the learning's in the doing. And with somebody like myself who has so much education in the doing as well as education formally, I have come up against different kinds of scenarios that I can help guide people. Also, be willing to, engage with a realtor. And if that realtor isn't willing to spend, a half hour of time with you just to give you education, then go on to the next. Because this is a process where you can't return it. You're not buying a sweater.
Right. And what about, the reputation, personalities, references, or all those things? How do they enter into it?
So, a good realtor who has knowledge and experience will be able to give you references for either a mortgage lender, a real estate attorney, very important in the process, and then also a home inspection. That home inspector, especially during these times where you might not be able to get in to see a property. So during this process now, if you're a first-time home buyer and you want to see a property, you're going to engage with a realtor. He or she is going to get you the photos. Maybe the seller will be willing to go through a virtual tour with them, and they'll be able to give you the clip. I'm doing some Zoom one-on-one meetings with buyers, sellers, realtors, so that they can hone in on some of the things like the basement and the oil tank and the oil burner or the gas burner, and ask some more specific questions if they can't get in. But then if they want to make an offer and it's accepted, that home inspector will be able to go in, be their eyes, their ears, and their nose.
Yep.
And in that report, they'll be able to give them the whole lowdown on the house without them seeing it. And that will then help them either to ask deeper questions or proceed to a contract.
Yes, great. And because you're a seniors real estate agent, just talk a little bit about what and how that's a little different and what you offer in that regard.
So my passion has always been to help seniors. My mother, God bless her soul, just passed at 99 in December. It's amazing. And I've always been her advocate, and my father's as well. He passed at 90 about 15 years ago. And I really am passionate about helping people. And that population, is a special dying breed in the sense of, we don't do things remotely. We do things face to face. Knowledge is about a handshake and commitment and trust and really feeling comfortable about people. And I really care about walking slowly with seniors and outlining the steps for them. And I engage with seniors sometimes a year or two before they're really ready. But when they're ready, they know that they can count on me and I'll come back into their home. So seniors real estate specialists can give you tools that will guide you to maybe places that you want to go to. Maybe it's an assisted living. Maybe it's a 55 in community. Maybe it's just a rental for now. And they have resources that can aid you in different steps and help you with downsizing in general.
Yes. Well, the challenge of working with different people, but the relationship that you build, you're a relationship person. And so that has to be the kind of dedication and patience and patience.
Patience. Yes. And first-time home buyers too. A lot of people think they know a lot of things because they have a Zillow.
Yes.
But you can use the internet. Are you going to use the internet if you have something going on with your health? You might initially, but when you start reading, it's really scary. So you're going to engage a doctor or a professional for your health. Well, the same thing goes with real estate, really.
Absolutely. So any last kind of advice for all of us who are either sitting in our homes and hanging out here or trying to figure out sort of what's going to happen afterwards with all this? What do you think?
I just think that, it is scary times, and I understand we're all looking for the new normal. And I think that will develop. And I think real estate is going to change a lot in the sense of it's a very personal, one-on-one, intimate kind of business. And that won't change. We can do these kind of videos and still be one-on-one with individuals. However, those open houses where we allow masses to come into a home just to look around, I think that that's a good thing that if that changes.
Yes.
Because we can really get into helping people buy who really want to buy and helping people sell who really want to sell.
Yes.
And it becomes a more intimate, even in this time of these tools that we can use.
Yeah.
I think we're going to be okay. It might just take us time, but everybody's going to be able to buy as long as you have a job. And I think sellers are going to be okay. The prices might adjust a little bit, but I don't think we're going to see anything tremendous in the amount of decline.
Good to hear. And good forecast. I think that you have a sense, certainly after all these years, has a sense of what direction things are going to go in, especially being through different challenges anyway. And as you pointed out, this is really not an economic thing, though the economics suffer from it.
Absolutely.
So I want to give everyone your contact information. I want them to know that they should call you, ask you any questions, advice and all, because I know that you'd be available for any of that. And hang on, let me just put this up on the screen so that people have it.
And Lisa, there's one other thing. If people feel like they've lost their jobs, and they might be in trouble, just know that if you reach out to me, anything is confidential. Okay. And if it's something that is financial and has been a big burden for you, I have resources to help you through that as well.
That's very important for people because this is very personal. And we're all trying to do the best we can. There's a lot of personal, issues facing all of us now to be able to move ahead. We all need help, and confidentiality, of course, is crucial for that as well.
Yes.
So,
thank you, Lisa.
So Lisa Albinowski, associate broker, seniors real estate specialist, is Coldwell Banker, and the phone number is 631-793-7329. Her email is capital L for Lisa, capital A for Albinowski. That's ALBINOWSKI.com. And don't hesitate to call her. There's lots of information that she can give you. And as she said, certainly any information that you provide is confidential. So, and of course, Equity First Foundation is here to help in any way we can as well. Our phone number is 631-714-4822 or info@equityfirstfoundation.com. So let me just thank you so much for the opportunity to be with you, spend some time with you, learn more about the real estate industry, and wish you well. May we all be able to get through this and come out the other side.
Same here. Be well, be safe.
Yep. And thanks so much, Lisa.
Thank
Take
you.
care.
You
Okay,
too.
bye-bye.